D2 Word Life here with Rip Chinlock Tides, and today we
No,
are.
D2 Chinlock, Matt. Chinlock lover.
God damn it. You what? God damn it. And today we are reviewing the 1996 King of the Ring event, which I know, which according to you, I know this event disappointed you. I mean, you even said yourself the one that we reviewed from the year prior to this was better.
No.
Because we all know how much you loved
No.
reviewing King of the Ring 95 last year.
No.
God. Right?
That was your favorite. That was your fucking pick.
You know, we had to do that eventually, but now we don't even have to worry about that at all. And plus, you made me review Heroes of Wrestling, you son of a bitch.
I got revenge, bitch.
No, you were just being petty with that one.
No.
But anyway, like I said, you just said maybe. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's a good way to start off this review, huh? But anyway, this event took place, King of the Ring 96 took place on June 23rd, 1996, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Wisconsin Center Arena, with an attendance of 8,762 fans. And the commentators were Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Owen Hart, who was a special commentator throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
And the ring announcer was Howard Finkel.
Well, you were happy that you got to see the Nugget there.
He is not a nugget. You put some respect on Owen's name, goddammit.
Okay, the Royal Nugget.
You're a pain in my ass. But then again, you're the only one who...
I'm a pain in everyone's ass.
But then again, why do I deal with you? Wait, you're the only one that I do content with mostly these days.
Yes, you are stuck with me. Everyone else left you, but me.
Yeah, you're gonna drive me insane. I'm surprised you haven't already.
I most likely have. You're just trying to keep your sanity.
Or what's left of it. Alright. Anyway, shout out to the free-for-all match that took place before this event went on pay-per-view. It was the Body Donnas defeating the New Rockers. The Body Donnas had your friggin' woman
No, that's your
them.
woman.
No, that was your woman. You know that.
No, that's your woman.
Yeah. Why did that person look like your last date?
Why did it look like your last girlfriend?
No. It wasn't my last girl. That was yours.
No, girlfriend that you had 2 weeks and 3 days ago.
The fuck? Right? The fuck, that's oddly specific. And new. Anyway, the show started with the opening video hype packaging. Instead of just hyping the King of the Ring tournament or the main event, this video package for this event hyped every single match on the card. Right?
Yep.
And pretty much saying it's going to be the greatest King of the Ring of all time. I kind of beg to differ. The one from 2 years later after this one ended up being the best one, but up to this point it might as well have been, right?
Yep.
And anyway, Vince McMahon and Jim Ross welcome us to the show. Owen Hart did his entrance anyway, and he goes, okay, fine, and Owen Hart basically said, let's just get on with it. Get the announcers, let's just get on with this event, basically. Pretty much saying, why waste time, let's start. Right?
Yeah.
And we have the first match of the night, which was the King of the Ring semi-final match pitting Mark Merrow against Stone Cold Steve Austin here.
Wild man Mark Merrow.
Yeah, and he had Sable with him at ringside.
The only good thing part of that entrance was Sable.
You know, you were jealous of the Wild Man's physique. Don't lie.
No, we all know that you were jealous that he had Sable there.
You were too.
Yeah.
You can't even pin that on just on me. Yeah, the match got started, and boy, these two didn't hold back, right? With going back and forth at the start, right?
Man, at this time he still had his
Ringmaster
Stone Cold
theme.
still had his Ringmaster freaking theme.
Yeah, and when it comes to the tournament itself, at this point, Steve Austin defeated Bob Holly and Savio Vega to qualify.
Spark plug Bob Holly.
And Merrow defeated Skip and Owen Hart to qualify for this. Right?
Yep.
Oh, and it was Austin's second King of the Ring qualifier match against Savio Vega that he would debut a certain move called the Stunner.
Yep.
As they noted on commentary during the freaking replays of the matches. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, the Stunner, I wonder if that move will become iconic later. Right?
Yeah, it became the Stone Cold Stunner.
Anyway, midway through the match, after a good back and forth slugfest pretty much, and some high-flying aerial tactics from Mark Merrow here, which some hit, some failed, right? And also was showing his more technical side here.
The one that hit was his ass.
Yeah.
In Stone Cold's face. Do you think he farted?
I bet Merrow was thankful he didn't have Taco Bell before the show. But during near the end of the matchup,
Mark Merrow and Stone Cold were lucky he didn't have Taco, because if he farted, he would have spilled oil. Oh shit!
Oh Jesus! You gotta let that live forever.
It will never die.
And of course, midway through the match, or near the end, like in the middle, like near going to the end of the match here, they did a roll-up back and forth spot, both resulting in 2 counts. But during one of Merrow's roll-up attempts, I noticed freaking the back of his boot nailed Austin right in the face, thus busting Austin's mouth open. I noticed, right?
Yeah.
Which blood back in '96 was kind of rare, and they would usually be on accident like that, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there was more freaking roll-ups here afterwards. But after Austin got busted open, he clogged Merrow hard, probably as a receipt, right? For that.
Oh, he's like, you fucking big cat.
Yep.
When you saw fucking Mark Merrow go down like a fucking sack of potatoes.
And I'm thinking to myself, and at that time I thought to myself, yep, this is what Riptidz always wants to do to me when I say acknowledge me.
Yes.
Smack right to the face. Right?
It wasn't a smack, it was a fucking punch square to his fucking jaw. He went down like a sack of fucking potatoes.
Yeah, and then freaking later on, Merrow did hit a suicide dive on Austin, followed by a missile dropkick, got a 2 count, right?
Yeah.
But then Austin got his momentum back on Merrow, fought back, actually freaking hot-shotted Merrow onto the freaking rope, but Merrow kicked out at 2, right?
Yeah.
But for the first time on pay-per-view, Austin decided to finish the match by nailing Merrow with a Stone Cold Stunner to get the 3 count. And to qualify.
Which you would call that move where he fucking throws him off the damn
top rope.
Ring rope, the freaking stun gun.
Yeah. Well, it was a hot shot, but it was a stun gun. It was also renamed the stun gun. You know the move I'm talking about, right?
Yes, Austin would rename it to the Stun Gun.
But
Which
yeah,
then he renamed the Stunner to the Stone Cold Stunner.
yeah. So Mero was the first victim of a stunner on pay-per-view at this time.
Yep.
So with this win, Austin qualified to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament here, and yeah, they showed Austin on his way back to the backstage area. You could tell his mouth was hella messed up, right?
But fucking lip was fucking swollen as fuck.
And gash and busted open. Because yeah, apparently it was after he got to the back. He was actually rushed. Austin was actually rushed to the hospital to get stitches before his final match of the night.
No.
According to stories that Austin said, speaking about that moment, right?
Yeah, he had to go to the hospital because it was fucking busted open, and then they tried to keep the swelling down, and he still had the swelling. It wasn't as big as it was in the first match, but you could still fucking see the prominent swelling.
Obviously, you know it wasn't going to be healed within a couple of hours after a mistake like that. But anyway, your thoughts on this opening semi-final match?
It was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent back and forth scrap between the two. And yeah, accidents happen. You think Mark Merrill meant to bust Austin's mouth open? No, but yeah, shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of semifinal matches, now we go to the second semifinal match of this King of the Ring tournament here, where freaking the man they call Vader took on a 71-year-old Jake Roberts. I mean, he was 41 at the time, damn it.
Yes, he was 41.
Yeah, he's 71 now, so. And yes, Owen was making old people jokes on commentary for Jake Roberts, his parents' matches during this show. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's like 61. He can't freaking wrestle. He's past his prime. He couldn't even win a title during his prime 10 years ago. He ain't got a chance now. Basically, what Owen was saying on commentary, in a funny way.
Jake Roberts fucking won multiple titles back in his heyday.
Just not in WWE, but in other promotions, he was probably a champion.
No, he was a champion in WWF.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer to boot anyway, so. Right.
I think he was an Intercontinental champion.
But anyway, Vader made his freaking entrance along with Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts was obviously the legend here. He was the fan favorite going into this one. And I just love how freaking Jake Roberts freaking took a snake out of the bag during his freaking entrance, but the cameras cut to a replay of how the men qualified for this. Right?
Yeah, well, at least you didn't get to see him play with the snake.
No, God, don't even remind me about that. Yeah,
and this is also Jake Roberts coming back from rehab.
Yeah, because he would have returned at the '96 Rumble, trying to get his life back together. Anyway, Jake Roberts qualified for this by defeating Triple H, or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and Bradshaw. Two people that would actually go in as world champions at WrestleMania 9 years later in 2005. Figured that one out. They both did the job to Jake Roberts here during this King of the Ring tournament. Right?
Yeah, well, he was Blackjack, JBL, so.
Or
Blackjack,
Bradshaw, or Blackjack Bradshaw, whatever, right?
Yes.
And of course, Vader got to the semifinals by defeating Ahmed Johnson in the first round, and then receiving a bye in the second round after Goldust and Vader fought. After Goldust and Ultimate Warrior fought to a no contest, double count out. And the interesting thing about Hunter Hearst Helmsley or Triple H losing the first round to Jake Roberts, he was originally, according to legend, he was originally penciled in to win this King of the Ring, but plans changed after a certain thing they call the curtain call. By the way, all right? That's been well documented, right? And of course,
I forgot what happened during that incident.
the curtain call incident, they were in a. Fine, here's a brief rundown of the curtain call. It was in May of '96. Nat Diesel and Razor Ramon were leaving the company to go to WCW. It was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall's last night in the WWE during under contract for their first runs there. And after a cage match between Michaels and Diesel that night, friggin' Triple H and Scott Hall came out. They all embraced in the friggin' ring, shattering kayfabe for the first time. Which that back then in '96, that was a big no-go. Nowadays it's common with social media, but back then it was rare and a big deal. You know what I mean?
Well, everyone knew that they were all friends, so...
Yeah, but Vince hated it since Nash and Hall were leaving the company. He couldn't do anything to them. Michaels was the top champion at this point, so basically untouchable. So Triple H got punished for the actions by having his King of the Ring victory taken away, which in the long run was a good thing because it benefited somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this Jake Roberts and Vader semi-final match. Yeah, to say that Vader dominated this match is an understatement. Right?
Yeah.
Like 99% of the match, Vader was in control of Roberts, and every time Roberts would try to friggin' muster a comeback, Vader would overpower him, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
Like early on, when Roberts tried to get the advantage, he tried to nail a DDT on Vader, but Vader freaking backed him into a corner and hit freaking short arm clothesline in the corner. And of course, Roberts tried to hit one of his own, but Vader nailed a running splash on the Vader. Or Vader nailed a running splash on the freaking goddamn Roberts, putting him down in the corner. Right?
Yep.
And of course, Roberts, despite being busted up, fought back. Tried to nail a DDT onto Vader, but Vader freaking pulled the referee on the way down, thus causing himself to get disqualified. So, Jake Roberts goes to the final via disqualification, and well, after the match, Vader completely destroyed Roberts once again.
After Jim Cornette was fucking holding the referee back.
Yeah, by splashing freaking Roberts in the corner, giving him a big splash on the freaking ring mat, and delivering one final Vader bomb onto Roberts. Thus, fucking Roberts up before his continuing final with Austin. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got to the point where a bunch of officials, including Jim Cornette, could not freaking control Vader. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, your thoughts on this one?
It was a decent match for what it was.
It was basically a glorified squash, and technically Vader didn't beat Roberts, but Roberts didn't beat Vader either. It was pretty much their get-out-of-jail-free card move with the DQ finish.
Yeah, well, also Vader didn't feel right beating up a 41 fucking year old man.
Yeah, 41, 51, 101, however old Jake was at this time. Right?
He was in his fucking 40s at this point. Vader didn't feel right to fucking beat up an old man.
Yep. So I thought it was okay. It was weak. It was like one of the weaker matches, I thought, but you know.
And if rumors are to be true, from what I've heard, is that he even asked the match to be fucking changed to fucking Roberts to win it because he was planned to win the freaking whole thing, but when he found out that he was going up against Jake Roberts, and he's like, no.
Yeah, because according to what we heard, Vince McMahon freaking after Hunter Hearst Helmsley plan fell through. He tried to get Vader to be the King of the Ring. Since Vader would get a big push, a program with Michaels following this event, I guess Vader declined after that, and then freaking with no alternative, he went with Austin instead. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Spoilers if you haven't seen this event, right?
I know, freaking Vader just didn't feel right of fucking beating up on the old man because he respected him. He's seen him wrestle when he was a kid, and that's what kind of got him into wrestling. And then they wanted him to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, because Jake Roberts, I believe, started wrestling in like the 70s. Yeah.
Yes. He was wrestling during the 70s before he went to WWF the first time. He was in Smoky Mountain wrestling, the freaking Southern Territories.
Yeah, considering that was the area he grew up in, so of course he would break out there, right?
Yes.
Back in the territory days. Right. Anyway, we go on to the next match, which for the tag team titles, it was the Godwins with the convict, with the prisoner Sonny, right?
No, Sonny wasn't with the Godwins.
No, she was with the Smoking Guns at this point. She turned on the Godwins a month prior. Right.
They were with Uncle,
No, they were the Hillbilly, the Godwins were with Hillbilly Jim at this point.
Yes.
And it was the Smoking Guns defending the tag titles against the Godwins here. The Godwins made their entrance with Hillbilly Jim, and they were carrying goats. No, literal goats. There's a joke to be made there, but I'm not going to go that route. Especially after you made me watch a Davari match last week. Yeah. Right. What the hell? And anyway,
they only charge $7.95 for your goats to be delivered to that event.
And just like that, this video's been cancelled.
No. I've done these fucking voices in most of the damn videos.
I know, I just like saying that to be funny. But anyway, the Smoking Guns, before their entrance, were actually interviewed in the back, talking about this tag title match, and the fact that the Body Donnas freaking has Cloudy as their manager. You're a woman.
No.
I mean, who would you rather take? Sonny in prison now, or freaking Cloudy?
Neither.
You're like, none. Right?
Because it looked like a man.
Yeah, we all know the joke that freaking, that WWE or Vince McMahon specifically was doing with the freaking Cloudy as a Body Donna's manager. Obviously, it's a joke. Obviously, it's a joke they couldn't get away with today for $500, Alex, and there's a lot of things they couldn't have gotten away with today from this show alone.
Fucking Sonny turned on the Godwins to go with the Body Adonises. Then she turned on the Body Adonises to go with the the Smoking Guns.
Yeah. So anyway, we have the Battle of the Cowboys taking on the Hillbillies. Tag team wrestling in 1996, people. All right.
Yes.
Or as you like to call it, the freaking Cowboys taking on the Fister Clan. Am I right? Well, yes. You make that joke a lot, right? But I'll be honest with you, I really wasn't into this matchup, but the Guns were the heels here. They're typical, like, kind of tag team matchup here. Freaking Sonny on the outside, just trying their best to distract freaking specifically Phineas when he was a legal person in the match. Because of the story they were telling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then freaking Billy and Bart attacked the Godwin, attacked Phineas from behind here after Billy distracted Phineas, right?
No.
Godwin's got the advantage here, though, fought back, tried to dominate the match, but in the end, Bart nailed a boot to Phineas, which allowed Billy to freaking pin Phineas with a roll-up, the most devastating move in all sports entertainment.
Oh, first we have to go with fucking what Billy Gunn said at the beginning. He's like, oh, hold on a minute. You're just jealous that I could make Sonny feel better than you could.
Yeah, which freaking irked freaking Phineas, right? Or should we say the future Midian, right?
Yes.
And the big reason for that is the big reason for it is because Sonya is not Phineas's sister. Wait, what? Right? Okay, I'm going to hell for these jokes, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the Godwin or the Guns retain the titles. Your thoughts on this match, or was there any spots that stood out to you in this tag match?
Sonny kept trying to distract Phineas and everyone.
Yeah, that's what she did as a heel manager back then.
Yeah. And then she got upset that it wasn't working.
Oh yeah, and during the match, your woman Claudia got interview time, which kind of took away from the match itself.
No, she's not mine, you fucking bitch.
Oh, she is yours. I mean, you're trying to make a petition online right now saying Claudia for Hall of Fame.
No, I am not.
Right? But anyway, I really wasn't into that. I was kind of dozing off at this one. I'm just like, yeah. Truth is, I freaking seen this event on my own time like a couple weeks ago. I just didn't put any rating on it or anything, so this one kind of just was like making me doze off because I seen it before recently,
Yeah.
right? I'm just like, can we get this over with, please? I really wasn't into the tag match when I first seen it, let alone now, right? But, you know, whatever it was, it was a typical freaking Guns win by cheating motive. Nothing to say more about it, right?
Yeah.
And here we go. The next match here on the card was Jerry the King Lawler versus the Ultimate Warrior. And this rivalry basically started when Jerry Lawler took a freaking framed picture that he painted of the Ultimate Warrior and smashed it over his head.
He was trying to give him a picture of him, and then he's like, oh, you're a hack. So he literally framed the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, and then Jerry Lawler made his entrance first for the match, but Jerry Lawler just had to look around the King of the Ring set. He goes, nice throne and nice crown. Picks up the freaking scepter. He goes, yeah, I got one that's just like this back at the castle, right? Really playing up the bit, right?
Yeah.
And then he starts insulting the crowd, right?
Yep.
Like he pointed at one lady, he goes, and I think he said something along the lines of like, oh, good to see you not on the streets for once. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
He's like, oh, the stripper club is closed.
And then he pointed to another one, was like, oh. Then he pointed to another one, you say Burger King, well, freaking, it looks like you took one too many trips over there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Right?
Yeah, he was saying for you.
Fuck off. Yeah, the last insult he did on the crowd, he goes, oh yeah, look at these women. Take a close look at these women over here. It's women like this that turn men into men like gold dust. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, well, I'll take promos you'll never hear today for $500, Alex, once again. Right?
Yep.
Oh, and you think that's bad? That ain't worse. It gets worse later in the show with these promos, I swear. Right? After Lawler's rant, the Ultimate Warrior comes out. And right when Warrior gets to the ring, Lawler freaking attacks Warrior from behind, thus starting the match with the scepter, right?
Yep.
And then Lawler freaking dug into his tights, pulled out nothing. There's clearly nothing in his hand, pretending he had brass knuckles, and Warrior had to sell it, right? And then Lawler was like, you know what? That weakened him enough. I'm gonna go for my finisher, the pile driver, which freaking Lawler hit. And you know what Warrior did? He sold it like you in 2K. That's my one per video right there. Right?
One per video, my hairy ass.
And then freaking Warrior freaking started dominating Lawler with his clotheslines. And at the end of the match, freaking Warrior nailed Lawler with a running shoulder block and pinned him to win the match. The only thing I can say is that this match was longer than Warrior's WrestleMania 12 match.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wasn't a fan of these short squashes either, even though, I think a long match between Lawler and Warrior would have sucked, but, yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Decent for what it was.
And besides, you knew as soon as I started talking about this Warrior and Lawler match, you knew I was going to make a Soul Like You in 2K reference.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
I just like the fact they're like, oh, Jerry the King Lawler went for the pile driver. Fucking, Ultimate Warrior just gets back up. He woke him up.
Basically. So yeah, anyway.
Like fucking Ultimate Warrior was asleep because half the match fucking Jerry the King Lawler was dominant, and then right after the pile driver, he freaking is like, oh, it's my turn.
Yep. So anyway, we go on to the next match, which was The Undertaker with Paul Bearer taking on Mankind. And yes, I know when it comes to Undertaker versus Mankind from King of the Ring, a lot of people would instinctively just talk about the 98 Cell match. Obvious reasons. Understandable. That match is iconic and can't be topped. But what some people are unaware is that they actually had a match 2 years prior, a singles match 2 years prior at the King of the Ring event as well. So yeah, that one we're going to be talking about, right?
Yeah.
And set the scene for you, Mankind debuted in WWE the day after WrestleMania 12, attacked The Undertaker with a mandible claw, and then went on to cost Taker a victory over Goldust in a casket match at the In Your House event before a month prior to this, right?
Yep.
And pretty much and Mankind was pretty much a pain in the Undertaker's ass from a couple months at this point. To the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna have Mankind versus Taker at King of the Ring '96, which was Mick Foley's or Mankind's first WWE pay-per-view match, by the way. Right? At this point. Right? Of course, Mankind made his entrance here. And then The Undertaker's music started playing, and then Paul Bearer came out. And you would expect The Undertaker behind Paul Bearer for the entrance, but Undertaker wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Yeah, right? And Paul Bearer was looking, he was like, where the fuck?
It's like, where the hell is Taker at? Right?
Yep.
Only for the lights to go back up, and where was Taker? He was on the turnbuckle waiting for Mankind to turn around and nail a flying clothesline to start the match. Yeah. He's like, surprise, motherfucker. Right?
Yes, he hit the surprise, motherfucker.
Yep. And then following this, freaking Undertaker gained the advantage over Mankind with freaking punches in the corner, which that's a famous clip of their battles that they always repeatedly showed during the rivalry back then, right? Followed by The Undertaker doing an old school onto freaking Mankind, but Mankind freaking fought back. Nailed Taker with a body slam, but then later on in the match, Mankind grabbed a chair, but Taker kicked freaking the chair into Mankind's face, right? Because he knew this was going to be brutal right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and then freaking at one point, Paul Bear distracted the referee, allowing Taker to attack Mankind in the back with a steel chair, right?
After he chucked the fucking chair into Mankind's face.
Yes. And I'm just like, this is brutal already. Their rivalry would get more brutal later on, but this was pretty much the start of it.
It needed more violence.
Right?
Yes.
And then Taker freaking ended up nailing Mankind with a big boot and tried to finish the match with a tombstone, but Mankind reversed out of it and nailed a swinging neck breaker on Taker. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then freaking later on, those two found their way fighting onto the outside of the ring, where Mankind smashed his elbow onto Taker against the steel steps, right? Weakening the body part.
Yeah.
And then when the Undertaker was down on the outside, Mankind, or Mick Foley, whatever you want to call him, went for his diving elbow from the ring apron on the outside, but Taker blocked it by holding the chair back up, so Mankind ain't nothing but steel chair again. Right?
Yep.
And of course, back in the ring, Mankind got the upper hand again. Highlight was when he nailed Taker with a pile driver. And then Mankind then tried to grab the urn, but friggin' Bear snatched it back from Mankind here. And near the end of the match came, and here's the end of the match here. I know I went through mostly big spots, but how can you not with this brutal battle, am I right?
Yeah, well, after Paul Bearer took back the freaking urn, went to hit Mankind with it, but hit Taker with it intentionally.
Yeah, with the way it played out, though, freaking they battled Mankind and Taker battled in the corner, and then it looked like Paul Bearer was going to nail freaking Mankind with it, but Mankind got out of the way and Taker got nailed with it, making it look like an accident, right?
No.
And this allowed Mankind to freaking apply the mandible claw on Taker, and the referee freaking rang the bell, meaning Mankind got the win via TKO here.
Yep.
And this wasn't the Paul Bearer heel turn. That would come 2 months later at SummerSlam, but following
this was pre-heel turn.
This was kind of like planting the seeds of things to come, right?
Yes.
With the Paul Bearer turning heel on Taker. But yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Well, decent match.
Yeah, it was a little bit violent, but it was just like a little taste of what to come, because it was mostly back and forth standard match, minus the little bit of like weapon shots and violence on the outside. It was just a small preview of things that come later.
More violent.
Yeah, were you saying that during their 98 King of the Ring match? You're like, no, it was violent enough. Right?
No, that was pretty damn bad.
I'll tell you this, their King of the Ring match.
Foley almost lost his life. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, their King of the Ring, their famous King of the Ring match 2 years later, following this one. Yeah, Mick Foley was lucky he didn't die in that match. Right?
Not once, but twice.
Yes. I mean, how can someone take two, 15-foot high fucking drops twice and still manage to get up? I have no idea. Right?
Yeah, one getting thrown off the fucking steel cage and another falling through the damn cage.
Yes. But yeah, anyway, their first King of the Ring match, or their first encounter on a pay-per-view here at this 96 King of the Ring event, ain't nothing to freaking sleep on either. if you're doing like research on the Mankind Undertaker feud from the mid to late 90s. Right? And yes, they would have more violent matches later on in their careers, like the Boiler Room Brawl match, or the Buried Alive match, or freaking the Hell in a Cell match that we've been talking about. Yeah, they would have those battles later on after this event. Right?
And the casket matches.
And all the wars in between. Right?
No.
Like, shit, I think in 1996, Mankind vs. Taker probably was the feud of the year for WWE in 96. Obviously.
Yep.
Because of how violent their encounters got. Right? So afterwards, we go on to the Intercontinental Championship match between the Intercontinental Champion Goldust and Ahmed Johnson. Right?
Yep. And this came about because Goldust was fucking made fun of Ahmed Johnson by giving him mouth to mouth.
He was giving Ahmed Johnson was attacked after a match on Raw several weeks prior to this. And Goldust was just being a good Samaritan, giving freaking CPR to freaking Johnson to save his life. And then the most disgusting, despicable act I've ever seen happened after that, when someone snitched and said Goldust went that way. You don't snitch on people. Right?
Yes, you do.
It's like, man, if I saved your life like that, would you want to kick my ass afterwards, or should I just leave you to die?
Leave me to die.
It's not a kiss, goddammit. Right? Just like that awkward scene from, what is it? What is it? Emperor's New Groove? Right?
No.
Yeah, it feels like that. But anyway. This match, both men made their entrances, and yeah, saying that Johnson dominated most of the matches is an understatement. He was beating Goldust down throughout this match like Goldust owed him money or something.
Yeah,
Right?
he beat his pumpkin face paint off like it owed him tack rent.
Yeah, freaking Ahmed Johnson came out, attacked Goldust before Goldust can even get his entrance gear off. Right?
Yep.
And knocked like half his face paint off in the process. Right? But Goldust eventually did fight back. Of course, by this point, freaking Goldust was nearly beaten out of his freaking goddamn ring attire. Right?
Yep.
As well, and Goldust freaking, and Goldust applied the sleeper hold on to freaking Johnson. Right? And of course, this was near the end of the matchup here after Johnson pretty much dominated most of the match. Right? And Johnson was out cold. Now, logic would say that Goldust would try to pin Johnson here to retain. But instead he was like, oh shit, Johnson's knocked out again. I better give him mouth-to-mouth CPR again. Make sure he's breathing.
Yeah.
Which is a very honest, humane thing to do, despite what you think he was actually trying to do. Right? Of course, needless to say, Johnson was breathing. He got up, freaking choked out Goldust, and then started dominating him. Even more. Right? With back body drops, clotheslines, and eventually nailed the freaking Pearl River Plunge to win the match in the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
Your thoughts on this?
Good match.
And what's the
Was it
moral?
one of Johnson's better matches? No. Was it one of Goldust's better matches? No.
And what's the moral of the story to this feud? Well, don't be saving people's lives, otherwise you'll get your ass kicked by the person you saved. You son of a bitch. right?
Yes.
I know the angle they were actually trying to go for, but yeah, they did it in poor taste, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, duly noted. Duly noted was before this match, or before the Mankind Taker match. They did show Jake Roberts in the back being bandaged up, with Gorilla Monsoon saying that, yeah, I'll stop the match if I have to, but Jake Roberts is still gonna wrestle out there and have an opportunity to win the King of the Ring here, right? But speaking of King of the Ring, yeah, next we have the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, which saw freaking the heavy favorite Jake the Snake Roberts freaking face off against Stone Cold Steve Austin, who had no chance of winning the King of the Ring at this point. Because there's nothing
first
like.
We had Pillman come out.
Oh yeah, Pillman came out, and let's just say during his interview he gone fucking crazy, saying shit that probably shouldn't be said here.
And he's like, "Oh, how's my extended family? Because everyone knows I don't give a fuck about my family," which he did. He was just playing up the heel heat for what he was.
And then what did he say? He said something along the lines of,
like,
hey, whoa, before you continue. He said something along the lines of, look at you people out here. No wonder Jeffrey Dahmer tried to eat this city.
From head to toe.
And then before you say, because you know this is YouTube we're dealing with, he said some stuff that should not be repeated on YouTube. So try to say it in a more YouTube-friendly way.
No.
Okay, he said something about it that he was gonna freaking grape the WWE at this point.
He was going to tear through. He was going to freaking schmape so he doesn't get demonetized.
Because, you know, they hate that R word.
YouTube has a lot of shit that they say on there.
Yeah, they hate that R
God
word.
forbid one fucking word.
Yeah, they hate
and
that
he was going to pillage through the whole entire WWF. Yes. And he was good for his word of what he was saying. He dared any WWF superstar to try to stop him.
Yeah, you can call me freaking weak all you want. We all know YouTube hates that 4-letter R word. Alright.
They have every other show that I've seen on there fucking say it.
Yeah, but you never know. You never know. Just because you never know. YouTube's unfair with their enforcement sometimes. Right? Other channels could have that word on there, and all of a sudden I say that word, next thing you know, yeah, your shit needs to be cut. Right? Or something. For this. Right? But anyway, basically, if you want to hear that whole freaking, speech uncensored, watch the King of the Ring 96 event on
just find the fucking speech on YouTube, it'll have it.
Or find a speech on YouTube as well. Alright. But yeah, that's basically it. And then Austin made his entrance, and Pillman and Austin kind of gave each other a glance during Austin's entrance for his final. Right?
Yeah, because they were the Hollywood Blondes in WCW.
Yeah, and this was before their interactions later on in the year. And you know, and we all know what those were. Right?
Yeah.
And then Jake Roberts came out, and well, yeah, do we even need to call this a match?
It was a one-sided ass beating.
Yes, because as soon as Roberts got in, Austin just started attacking freaking Roberts, going to work on the freaking ribs, right?
Yep.
And, yeah, Austin was in control of Roberts the entire time. Roberts literally had no offense whatsoever, right?
Like I said, it was a one-sided ass beating.
And then Gorilla Monsoon.
You can literally see, You can literally say that Stone Cold was a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
Yeah, except Gorilla Monsoon then came out. Looked like he was gonna stop the match, but Roberts was like, no, don't stop the match. Right? So Austin freaking attempted to attack Roberts some more, but Roberts did fight back, tried to nail a DDT, but Austin avoided the move and began attacking Roberts' ribs again. Right?
Yeah, then he hit the stun gun and fucking
The stunner on the freaking
and then hit the stunner on
Roberts to get
Roberts,
the 3 count
and got
the
the
win.
3 count.
Anyway, before we go to the moment that everyone loves to talk about from this event, your thoughts on this one-sided beatdown for the King of the Ring final here?
It was good.
Shit, Austin didn't know prisoners. He had no problem beating up a 61-year-old man in the finals.
41, god damn it.
Okay, fine. He had no problem beating up a 58-year-old man in the freaking final.
Boy,
What?
get it straight.
So, as tradition, now the next thing we go to, as tradition for the King of the Ring tournaments during this time period, the winner of the King of the Ring tournament had to do a freaking King of the Ring inauguration speech. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the last time we had to talk about one of these was when your favorite King of the Ring, Mabel, won it from the year prior.
No. That was yours.
No. And yeah, what the King of the Ring, the King of the Ring coronation speech here. Yeah, Austin went up there, cut a promo, and which now has become famous. And what did he actually say here?
He's
Buddy.
like, first of all, get that weak piece of trash out of my ring. Forget your Bible thumb. Forget your Psalms. Forget your John 3:16s. Austin 3:16 just said I whooped your ass.
Yes, and this was the speech that Austin did where he first said the phrase Austin 3:16 for the first time. And then I'm like, I wonder if they put that slogan Austin 3:16 on a t-shirt. I wonder if fans would actually want that particular piece of merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah, I even have an Austin 3:16 shirt, and yeah, as we know, the Austin 3:16 shirt became the most successful seller for WWE merchandise of all time. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently a lot of fans would have bought an Austin 3:16 shirt from back then all the way to now, basically. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, then Austin would go on to say that he'll take on all the WWF superstars and that he's going to climb all the way to the top and be the next WWE champion, or WWF champion, whatever you want to call it, which ironically would actually happen less than 2 years later after this, where he would become the face of the Attitude Era. Right?
Yep.
As we know. So yeah, this was Steve Austin pretty much on the rise here. Right? So yeah, your thoughts on that the famous Austin's King of the Ring speech?
It was good.
Yeah, that speech is iconic and legendary, and it freaking pretty much helped launch Austin's career at the beginning. Like he didn't become a household name or a megastar immediately following this like WWE wants you to think, but it was the start in the right direction for Austin's career at this point to main event status. Basically, right?
Yep.
Anyway, we go on to the main event following that, which was for the WWE Championship, as it's the Sweet Chin Music Master, WWE Champion Shawn Michaels, taking on the Chinlock Master, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. in a in-your-house rematch. Right? Because our last freaking, because our last championship match ended in a no contest when both men's shoulders were both counted for the 3 count. Following a suplex pin from Shawn. And that was at the In Your House Beware of Dog pay-per-view show. Right? So basically, Mr. Perfect was the special referee, but last minute changes here were freaking, it was Earl Hebner who was an inside referee while Mr. Perfect was on the outside officiating the match.
Technically, it was supposed to be Mr. Perfect as a referee, but Gorilla Monsoon came out and Earl Hebner with him saying, since I made you an official, but you're going to be an official outside the ring, while Earl Hebner is going to be the official in the ring.
It's like, yep, Earl Hebner. Ain't no controversy attached to his name whatsoever.
It wasn't like, I think a year prior.
It was like a little over a year after this where something controversial would happen.
No, it was a year prior to this. I'm saying that. Also, he's like, everyone's like, it was Earl Hebner's brother.
Dave Hebner. Earl Hebner.
Yeah, when fucking Earl Hebner first showed up to the scene of WWF.
Well, if you really want to talk about Earl Hebner's refereeing career and controversy, there was controversy when he first showed up. When he cost Hogan the title to Andre. Right? When he cost Hogan the title to Andre during that main event match. Right? Yes. When he poses his brother Dave Hebner, which they're like, how could there be 2 Dave Hebners? Instead of the logical explanation of twins, they're like, it was a clone. I'm like, really? Really? Why? Because twins was too damn obvious? Right?
Yes.
Which is exactly what Dave and Earl Hebner were. They were twin brothers. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, Jim Cornette was freaking Bulldog's manager, and Diana was also out there at ringside as well watching the match, right? Which was Bulldog's wife. And you had Owen Hart as a commentator, which he was throughout the whole night anyway. So basically, that's not worth mentioning. We already discussed that at the start, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and throughout this match up here, it was like a back and forth affair throughout this match up here. And yeah, Bulldog was showing his power moves against Michaels, and Michaels was showing his agility here. And at one point, like throughout the middle of the match, we seen the first freaking chin lock from Davey Boy Smith here, or the Bulldog here, and that's when I'm like, yep, Davey Boy Smith chin lock, yep. Fuck yeah, 1 billion out of 5, match of the night. And you were like, really?
Yes, you lost your shit.
And you were like, really? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, freaking the referee at one point got taken out near the end of the match up here. Michaels attempted the Hurricane Rana, but Bulldog countered to a sit-out powerbomb. Right? When the referee was out. Right?
Yeah.
And then Michaels nailed Bulldog with a flying forearm smash, and Michaels went up to the top rope, hit his diving elbow at the end. And then Michaels went to freaking attempt the sweet chin music, and he nailed Bulldog with it. Well, he kind of nailed it. Didn't look like he got all the way, but his way Bulldog was down, right?
Yeah.
And then freaking Michaels pinned Bulldog, and both Hebner and Perfect freaking went to count, but before Perfect could reach the 3 count, he got yanked out by Owen Hart, but Hebner counted 3 anyway. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, Michaels retained the title, but the big story here, other than Michaels retaining the championship after a good back and forth match, which before we get into what happened after the match up here, was there what were your thoughts on this match, and what were some spots that that stood out to you that I didn't mention at all? Right from this main
Owen
event.
fucking. It wasn't that Owen pulled the Mr. Perfect out of the way. Sean kicked Mr. Perfect outside the ring.
Yeah, then you had Owen cheerleading
And
Bulldog on his
Owen
entrance.
freaking jumped in.
Yep. So yeah, your thoughts from this match, bell to bell. I thought it was an okay main event. Yeah, I think it was the best match Bulldog and Michaels could possibly have. At least this one had a definitive ending. It wasn't either man's best match by a long shot, but
Uh,
it was decent. It's for what it was. You know what I mean? But what happened after the match? Owen got in there in the ring and attacked freaking Michaels, which Michaels tried to fight back, but Vader then came out and attacked freaking Michaels as well. Right? And this was after Matt Johnson came out, and then Vader came out. Right?
it was Owen and Bulldog that was jumping Michaels. Then Ahmed Johnson came out to back up
Michaels. Yep.
Michaels. And then Vader came out and attacked Ahmed. So it was 3-on-2. And then right when Vader was going to go for another Vader bomb or
Or a big splash on the
from the
Michaels
top, Ultimate Warrior comes out.
to a standing ovation and helped clear out Cam Cornette. Thus, the
Camp Cornette, not Cam Cornette.
I said Cam Cornette.
You said Cam.
Is this another lid did incident? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, the heels retreated to the back, which they were interviewed by Jim Ross in the back, and Jim Cornette issued a freaking 6-man tag match to take place at the next In Your House pay-per-view, which was International Incident, which would be accepted the following night on Raw, by the way. It was supposed to be Cam Cornette versus the team of Michaels, Johnson, and Warrior.
See, you just said Cam. It's Cam.
Okay, it would be Cornette's team against Michaels' team. Are you happy?
Fucking Sid English.
Oh, speaking of Sid, yeah, unfortunately, during that 6-man tag, or the weeks leading into that 6-man tag, Warrior would have a falling out with Vince McMahon once again and get fired. Because of course he would, right?
Yeah.
So, at the In Your House International Incident pay-per-view, guess who replaced freaking Warrior? It was Professor Sid himself. The English major returned to the company like 2 or 3 weeks later after this event to replace Warrior in that 6-man tag. But anyway, then of course after that announcement the 6-man tag announcement was made, they played a recap of everything that happened at the 96 King of the Ring before going off air. So yeah, your thoughts on the whole like insane alone.
He didn't have a falling out. He failed a wellness check, and that's what kind of screwed him. And he also was going off on Vince because Vince was trying to go off on him.
Then there was also reported that that Warrior no-showed live events and everything else. So it was just a complete fucking mess. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, your thoughts on this freaking like post-match beatdown and interview and match announcement?
Good.
Yep. And before we get to our rating system and final grade, another shout out goes to the dark match that took place following the King of the Ring main event. That took place after King of the Ring went off air, and that was Hunter Helmsley defeating Aldo Montoya. Yeah.
Whatever that was.
If you don't know who Aldo Montoya was, he was He would later be well known as Just Incredible in WCW.
Okay.
Or Just Incredible in ECW, never mind. Right? But anyway, now we go to what I call our favorite portion of the review, and that's our rating system and our final grades here. Stone Cold defeating Mark Merrow in the King of the Ring semifinal match. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
Three and a half.
Jake Roberts defeating Vader in that King of the Ring semifinal match by disqualification. I gave that one 2 1/4 out of 5.
3 and a half.
The Smoking Guns defeating the Smoking Guns defeating the Godwins to retain the tag titles. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
I say the Body of Dogs weren't even in the match.
Well, if they were, it would have been improved based on the friggin' dang rivalry those two teams were having. But that wasn't the case. The Smoking Guns retained the tag titles over the Godwins. I gave 3 out of 5.
4.
The Ultimate Warrior defeating Jerry the King Lawler. I gave that one 1 1/4 out of 5.
3 and a half.
Damn. Right. Mankind defeating The Undertaker. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
4.
Close enough.
It wasn't a bad match.
I never said it was a bad match, but close enough for the same scores, whatever. Ahmed Johnson defeating Goldust to win the Intercontinental Championship. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5 as well.
3 and a half.
Stone Cold destroying Jake Roberts in the King of the Ring final to become the 1996 King of the Ring. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
5.
And I know I usually don't do this, but I did rate the King of the Ring, Steve Austin's King of the Ring speech. And the rating I gave it was legendary. Or infinity, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So basically it's a package in its own right. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, in the main event with Shawn Michaels defeating the British Bulldog to retain the WWE Championship, I gave that one 3 billion out of 5 just for the chin locks. No, my real score is 4.5 out of 5.
5.
Yeah, so my final grade my personal final grade for the 1996 King of the Ring is a solid B.
B minus.
Yep. So, that's our thoughts. That's our review and our thoughts of the 1996 King of the Ring event. So yeah, as much as I hate to ask, next week is your pick what we're going to be watching for the Classic Pay-Per-View review. And as much as I hate to ask you this, because you're already freaking starting your maniacal evil laugh already, what classic event are we going to be reviewing next week?
Oh, it's a King of the Ring.
Okay. I hate to ask, but what year are we doing? With the King of the Ring pay-per-views. That span from 93 to 02. I know it's one of those events. Judging by your maniacal laugh, it's probably one that I probably won't enjoy. Depends on what it is, though.
Oh, we're doing 97.
So we're doing the King of the Ring that Triple H actually did win. Motherfucker. Wait, Triple H winning the 97 King of the Ring, is that where you can say he was the King of Kings?
Or no, we're gonna do 99.
Oh, fuck. I think I would have preferred 97s. God damn it. Well, because King of the Ring 99 was ass. And that's not just because of who won that year's tournament either.
It's also Stone Cold versus the McMahons in a ladder match.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. Goddamn, we got the privilege of seeing that. Oh, boy. Now, let's see here. What kind of garbage are you making me watch next week? Ay. Like you said, we got the McMahons versus Austin in a handicap ladder match for full control of the WWE. No shenanigans to be played there. Right?
Yes.
Then we got the freaking King of the Ring quarterfinals and the semifinals and the final. Which takes up pretty much the whole card. Right? Oh, and then we got the first ever meeting on pay-per-view between the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian in a #1 contenders match for the tag titles. Right?
Yes.
Oh, and also on top of that, we have freaking a WWE Championship match between corporate ministry leader Taker and The Rock.
Yes.
And this event happened 1 month after the tragedy. Holy fucking shit. And god damn it, there's freaking one dark match and like 4 Sunday Night Heat matches that happened before the show even started. God damn it. But I gotta give shout outs to right at the start of next week's review. Fuck. This is bullshit. Right? Oh, one of them being Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys in the freaking #1 contenders tag match, which ended in a no contest, which is why they did it on the pay-per-view. God damn it. Right?
I could have said King of the Ring 2000.
That would have been better than this abomination.
It goes up to King of the. There was no 2003 King of the Ring. There was only the last King of the Ring before they reissued it in 2024 was King of the Ring 2002.
Even the 02 King of the Ring was better than friggin' 99's. And yes, they would hold King of the Ring tournaments sporadically between 2002 and 2024, but they were periodic, not every year, and not on pay-per-view. Well, they didn't have its own dedicated pay-per-view is what I'm saying. Right?
Yep.
You're an ass. You know what's funny? I'd never actually seen the 99 King of the Ring in full. I just heard about how bad it was.
Oh, I've seen it in full. I know how shitty it was.
Would you say the show is ass?
It wasn't ass.
Well, Mr. Ass won it, but it wasn't ass. Right?
Yes, you can say that Mr. Ash was the ass of the show.
Oh, boy. I knew you were going to have that up your damn sleeve.
Yeah. Oh, what's he gonna do? I'm like, oh, we're gonna do 97. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, we're doing 99.
And I'm just like, crap, I can't even enjoy it. It's just nothing but King of the Ring match, King of the Ring match, King of the Ring match type. King of the Ring match. number one contenders tag team title match. King of the Ring match. King of the Ring match. King of the Ring match. WWE title match. King of the Ring final. And handicap ladder match bullshit. Alright?
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy your stuff when you go through this.
And I would have, and by the looks of it, I would enjoy it. I would have maybe enjoyed some of the King of the Ring matches if they weren't short. I looked at the time links, I'm like, there's only like maybe a handful of these, like 2 or 3 that go over 5 fucking minutes. And yes, I know it's the Attitude Era. I know they were known for short matches, but seriously, on pay-per-view, they couldn't have just had the semifinals and the finals instead, like they did the year prior, or the years in the couple years prior before that. Jesus, right?
Yes.
So anyway, next week we'll see how bad the 1999 King of the Ring show is.
It was decent.
I really don't have.
Enough.
You may have seen like 99 King of the Ring before, but I haven't, so I can't say whether it was ass or decent at this point. But I know, by next week I'll have an answer to that question.
You could say they crowned an ass.
Yeah, they crowned an ass, all right. You're an ass.
No, they crowned Mr. Ass.
Yeah, and right now you're the equivalent of Mr. Ass, right? So yeah. Anyway, pray for us next week. So until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Pray for her? You mean pray for you?
It's like pray for me to even get through next week's crappy King of the Ring event. Though, for this King of the Ring 99 to be worse than 95's edition, they gotta go some, so we'll see exactly how bad it can be. Right?
Oh, there's nothing as bad as 95. Besides Heroes of Wrestling.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So, yeah, until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.